He had the fame, the fortune, and what looked like the perfect life. Yet behind the familiar grin on Property Brothers, Drew Scott was fighting a private battle that nearly cost him everything. Millions admired his success, but few knew the challenges hiding off camera. So what really happened to the star who seemed to have it all? Let's walk through the remarkable journey of a man who built his dreams, only to discover that health, love, and family would matter most of all. On April 28, 1978, in Vancouver, Canada, twin brothers Drew and Jonathan Scott came into the world. Identical in appearance, but each with his own talents, they were the youngest children of Jim and Joanne Scott. Parents who blended creativity with discipline. Jim had once been part of Hollywood's action-packed world, working as an actor and stuntman. His stories of bright lights and movie sets fascinated the boys, but the real lesson he gave them was resilience. Work hard, be adaptable, and never be afraid to reinvent yourself. Joanne, on the other hand, gave them structure. She valued education, order, and persistence. Together, their parents created a home where imagination was encouraged, but responsibility was expected. By the time they were 7, Jim had the boys doing small tasks for rewards, teaching them early that effort had value. At just 8 years old, Drew and Jonathan launched their first business, crafting nylon-wrapped hangers and selling them door to door. They learned how to face rejection with a smile, how to negotiate, and how to win people's trust. When a neighbor placed a bulk order, it confirmed what they already suspected. They could dream bigger than their neighborhood. That mix of creativity and discipline became the foundation of everything that followed. As teenagers, the brothers' ambition only grew. One of their first ventures? Entertaining at children's parties dressed as clowns. With balloon tricks, costumes, and endless energy, they quickly earned a reputation in their community. What seemed like a simple side gig actually taught them performance skills, patience, and the ability to connect with a room full of strangers, tools that later shaped their television charisma. For Drew, basketball once seemed like his destiny. Tall, athletic, and competitive, he dreamed of playing professionally. But injuries closed that door, forcing him to pivot. Instead of seeing an ending, he saw a new beginning, one that connected back to his father's stories of film and television. He landed small roles on shows like Smallville, where he worked as a body double for Tom Welling and appeared in Breaker High and Madison. Though the roles were minor, Drew absorbed everything about how sets worked. He learned timing, adaptability, and professionalism. More importantly, he realized that entertainment was where his heart belonged, even if it wasn't the most reliable paycheck. To support himself, he leaned on another passion, real estate. While studying at the University of Calgary, Drew and Jonathan purchased a neglected house near campus, renovated it, and rented it out to students. It was their first real estate win, and it revealed their perfect partnership. Jonathan had the design and construction skills, while Drew brought negotiation and vision. They repeated the process with other properties, and when frustrations with agents slowed them down, Drew became a licensed realtor himself. Together, they launched Scott Real Estate Company, flipping multiple properties by their mid-20s and earning a reputation as smart young entrepreneurs. Still, Drew couldn't ignore the call of entertainment. In 2006, he moved back to Vancouver to chase acting, while Jonathan stayed behind to manage the company. Financial struggles followed, but Drew persevered, reviving his real estate career in Vancouver to support his auditions and co-founding Davidian Production Group in 2002 with his brothers Jonathan and J.D. It was clear their interest in film and media wasn't a passing fancy, it was a long-term vision. By the late 2000s, reality TV was hungry for fresh ideas. A concept called Realtor Idol fizzled, but producers at Cineflix shifted their focus to something more heartfelt. Families searching for homes. Their working title was My Dream Home, and Drew was chosen to guide the buyers. He suggested something that changed everything. Bring in Jonathan. Together they could offer the complete package. Drew finding and securing homes, Jonathan transforming them through renovations. And the natural humor and trust of two brothers working side by side, Cineflix tested the idea and it clicked. In 2011, HGTV launched Property Brothers, and the rest is history. The format was simple but powerful. Drew helped families find homes within their budgets. Jonathan turned fixer-uppers into dream houses. What made it resonate wasn't just the renovations. It was the emotional journey of families going from hope through stress to joyful tears at the reveal. Viewers loved it. Ratings soared. Soon, the show was airing in over 150 countries. With success came more opportunities. The brothers launched spin-offs like Brother vs. Brother, where they competed against each other, and Property Brothers Forever Home, focusing on families investing in the places they already loved. Then came Celebrity IOU, where stars like Brad Pitt, Melissa McCarthy, and Michael Bublé teamed up with the brothers to surprise loved ones with life-changing renovations. It was part construction, part gratitude, and part star power, an instant hit. Meanwhile, their company, Scott Brothers Entertainment, expanded into lifestyle programming, documentaries, and scripted projects. They weren't just hosts anymore. They were entrepreneurs building a media empire, but with growth came pressure. Multiple shows, endless travel, and tight production schedules wore them down. Criticism surfaced about rushed timelines and strained budgets. A 2019 lawsuit over contractor issues on a spin-off, though not their direct responsibility, tested their reputation. Through it all, Drew kept working, but fans began noticing he was appearing less often. In 2019, Drew's absence became impossible to ignore. Privately, he had been battling mysterious health issues, crushing fatigue, digestive problems, and an inability to tolerate heat or exertion. Even simple daily activities became overwhelming. Doctor after doctor gave no answers. The uncertainty weighed heavily on Drew and his loved ones. Finally, after countless tests, the truth emerged. He was suffering from mercury poisoning combined with chronic fatigue syndrome. Left untreated, it could have been life-threatening. The diagnosis forced him to step back. Jonathan shouldered more on-screen duties while Drew focused on recovery, medical supervision, detox treatments, rest, and lifestyle changes. It was a long, slow climb back. Instead of hiding his struggle, Drew chose honesty. He shared updates with fans, turning his pain into a message of awareness. His openness encouraged others dealing with hidden illnesses to prioritize their health. When he finally returned to the spotlight, he was not only stronger, but wiser. Work mattered, but health and balance mattered more. Amid the chaos of filming and business, Drew's greatest blessing arrived in 2010 when he met Linda Fan in Los Angeles. Their shared curiosity, love for travel, and appreciation for life's little joys created a bond that only grew stronger over time. After 8 years together, they married in 2018 in Italy in a celebration filled with family, laughter, and love, a wedding so touching it became a TLC special titled Drew and Linda Say I Do. In 2022, they welcomed their first child, Parker James Scott. For Drew, fatherhood changed everything. His days are still filled with projects and filming, but his heart is anchored in family. Fans now see glimpses of him as not just a TV star, but a devoted husband and dad. Drew Scott's story is about far more than home renovations. It's about resilience, reinvention, and the power of putting family and health above everything else. From nylon hangers at age 8 to small TV roles to global fame on HGTV, Drew has lived many lives. He's faced near financial collapse, a frightening health crisis, and the relentless demands of fame. But through it all, he's kept moving forward. Today, Drew Scott is more than the smiling face who helps families find dream homes. He's an entrepreneur, an advocate for sustainable design, a loving husband to Linda, and a proud father to Parker. And the lesson his journey leaves us with? The real dream life isn't measured in ratings or riches. It's in the health you fight for, the family you cherish, and the values you carry with you, long after the cameras stop rolling.